The latest World of Warcraft expansion, Battle for Azeroth, launched in August of this year. I've been playing the game for years, and to celebrate the latest expansion, I decided to make these illuminated faction logos out of acrylic. This is a multicolored LED base I found on Amazon. Each press of the button changes the color or the display pattern. The base can be powered with batteries or via USB. The first step is to measure the opening on top where the acrylic piece sits. It's 3.1805 inches wide and 0.166 inches thick. The Glowforge proof grade sheet of acrylic is 0.1245 inches thick. Now I want to make a test cut using the medium draft board, which is slightly thicker at 0.13 inches. In Adobe Illustrator, let's draw a box to cut out and see how it fits in the base. So just set the dimensions, export the SVG, import it into the Glowforge app, and then print. Well, that didn't work out. It's too small. Perhaps the SVG settings were wrong, so let's change them and try again. I should have noticed this the first time, but see how the box in the preview isn't the correct size when looking at the on-screen ruler? Let's change the settings again. This time it looks a lot better. Now let's print it. It seems to fit in there well, so the project width is okay. Now that we have the width, we can go ahead and change the height of the box to something that looks good. There's no right or wrong answer here, it's a matter of personal taste. Just remember you will lose a bit at the bottom because it will be sitting in the display base. I think 5 inches is a good height. Next, open the Alliance logo, copy and paste it, then scale and position it inside of the box. Again, there is no right or wrong size, but you probably want the image to take up the majority of the width of the box. Once done, we export the design and import it into the Glowforge app. As you can see, we have a box layer that will be cut, and the crest layer is set to engrave. Position the artwork in a free place on the material. This is the first project like this I am doing, so I'm going to try the SD graphic engrave setting and see what happens. When ready, click the print button, and the app will give us an estimated completion time. Now we just need to go to the Glowforge and click the physical button on the machine to begin. I've stressed this in my other videos, but I'm going to repeat myself again for your benefit. Be sure you are venting the Glowforge outdoors. The smell of the burnt wood was bad enough, but the smell of this acrylic is beyond description. It's a nasty smell, and you will still get a whiff of it when you open the lid. Thankfully, unlike the burnt smell on the wood, the smell doesn't seem to linger on the acrylic. Once the process is finished, lift the lid, take out the project, and remove the protective paper. I must say this turned out very well. I'm really impressed by it. The acrylic isn't thick enough to sit in the base without some wobble though, but that's fine. This will just go on a shelf anyway. If you were going to make one as a gift, then you could experiment with different brands of display bases, different thicknesses of acrylic, or take the end of a toothpick and wedge it behind the acrylic to hold it in place. We've already done the hard part, so now we can replace the Alliance logo with a Horde one and be all set. One note here for Warcraft purists. The Alliance logo looked pretty spot on, but the Horde crest is less exact. I did some searching online, and even in the Blizzard store there seems to be a few different takes on the logo. The biggest issue with the one I use is that it needs to be mirrored. The longer part should be on the left side. So we repeat the export-import process, position the project, click print, and start the machine. Since the Horde crest takes up a smaller area of the box, the engrave time is shorter. Once finished, remove the protective paper. Once again, this turned out better than I expected. Well, I'm pleased my first acrylic-based project turned out so well. I'm a big fan of these illuminated displays in general and have a few of them I bought commercially. Now that I can create my own though, I might end up with an entire shelf of them one day. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Additionally, if you've not already, please consider subscribing to the channel or sharing this video on social media. Thanks, and see you next time.